Are you sick of BT13 with ShineGreymon and Marcus punching everywhere, here and there, being so-called the strongest deck of the format? Well, I am too, and you know who can punch better? Gankoomon.
Alright, so for this matchup, we're clearly trying to take down ShineGrey with this particular Jesmon, more so Gankoomon build right here, and we're gonna show you how we can beat them up so strongly. Right here with our hand, looks pretty okay, because I do see two rookies and a Sistermon, so I feel like there's good, like, some draw power. We do want to keep the GX, which is also nice, so Digivolving a rookie, finding it from Master the Disciple is great. And I kind of got a little bit greedy here because I kind of wanted a bit more value, because I wanted to grab another from Master the Disciple, even though we could have technically get a AVAULT. But the whole idea here is so that I can swing, and immediately by swinging, I could potentially then Digivolve into the other Huckmon, which I prefer more, with the Inheritable that gets 1 memory when we play a Sistermon. So then we can follow up with red memory boost situation right here, which is really nice. And we did end up finding the Bao Huckmon that we rather have, which also gains the memory, because that's what this deck is all about now, gaining a lot of memory, because we did see that Savior Huck from BT6, which is very tempting because of how good it really is. So we're contemplating in that. But in the end, I think we should have stuck to the game plan. Just try to Digivolve and find another Savior Huck that we actually want to see that actually lets us play Sistermons instead. And opponents puts us to 1. They're setting up very nicely, finding the Marcuses that they want, with security with Geo Gray and all that. So right here, we're focusing on just setting up again, building our stacks bit by bit slowly, and then we can go for a big combo play, explosive play right there. They do swing into another red memory boost that we have. So clearly, if we can find a level 5, we can potentially just go pretty big, and we do, because we do have the Jesmon starter deck Savior Huckmon in our hand, and we're just ready to go ham and all in and just pop off in our combo right there with a lot of memory to work with. So contemplating right here, just because we've got quite a bit of memory, we're going to use the boost first, play the Sistermon to draw 1, and then now we can Digivolve for a reduced cost of 2, just paying 1 only to go into Savior Huck. And we do gain a memory back for playing the Sistermon from the Huckmon Inheritable. We still have the Bao Huck, which we still can utilize later on. And right here, just deciding it makes sense to go into the Jesmon regular combo with X Antibody instead. We do kind of want to showcase the Ganku, but the whole point is Jesmon X Antibody costs less memory, so then we can be a bit more efficient. But the Ganku, it plays a really important role still. The Ganku X in particular, because now we can go into GX, and we're just trying to see how we want to go through this. And then we can tuck the Ganku X underneath. And basically we establish our board right there. We're doing to another one anyways. So you go in right there. Ganku X is going to let us play another Sistermon potentially, which we don't have, unfortunately, but that's okay. We can swing over unsuspended stuff with that, and then go basically pierce with 3 checks, giving them a ton of Marcuses right here, which is really bad, because in their next turn they can just pop off crazy with their Marcuses. But keep in mind, this is one reason why Gankoomon X Antibody is really crucial, because at this moment they cannot DP reduce us any further, and all our Sistermons have extra 4k buff. Everybody on the board has extra 4k buff. And not only that, our Jesmon GX has a 6k buff in total, thanks to the Xiao on the board. So it's 21 sitting there, that it's pretty much near impossible for ShineGrey to go over that. They have to go over such a big body, and they have to deal with it, and we did so much damage to them so quickly. It's very hard. And we also have blockers, thanks to Sistermon Blanc. Right here, they can potentially thinking about like moving up all their Marcuses, paying the 2 memory. They can climb right there, which is really scary from a ShineGrey perspective, and they have all the Marcuses that lets them Digivolve for free. So it's very easy for them. They can just draw, cycle, and search right here and find pieces that they need again, and they can turbo into it. But again, they cannot DP reduce us. We're kind of quite protected from their deletion effects, because their deletion effects is mainly on 3000 DP or less anyways. So we're sitting quite well. They go into Marcus and swing into us. It definitely makes sense to block right here, because they don't have any Rise Grays to recover that Marcus. So we're trying to take advantage of that as much as possible. And it looks like they can't find their level 5 at the moment, and they're just trying to cycle it through and not finding a Marcus either in their security. So they end up going into another second Geo Gray, and we definitely block that as well, because we're really big with big Sistermon blockers. And it really looks like they can't find their level 5, which is really unfortunate because if they have it, they can kind of, you know, stay in the game. And there it goes, red memory boost right there. You can see all their level 5s, and unfortunately, if it was sooner, and that's where they all win. But, you know, very simple, swing for game right here, very easy, and they just couldn't answer our board at all. Okay, so for game 2, our opponent does want us to go first. They want to go second, probably just to find their pieces a bit more and potentially not brick. And our opening hand just looks fantastic. We have rookies, we have cards to play, especially when it comes to from Master to Disciple right here. Revealing Gankoomon X, which we definitely want to grab, and we can set up the Sistermon shell in the trash so that we can play it potentially from the trash later on. We can go into a AVAULT, not the one that's most ideal, but I don't think we can have the luxury to choose. We kind of have to climb through our stack anyways, especially when they put us at 1. Later for our turn, when it comes back to us, it only just makes sense to pass them back at 1 and play the slow game that way. We could also contemplate on going for a Huckmon just to search more, which I did in the end because I felt like it's early in the game and I still have opportunities to sort of decide and find what I want. Mainly grabbing Sistermons here because we want to set up as many Sistermons as we can, and we do see a full line that we potentially get into. We're just right now really missing a level 6 that we want to go for. Right here, they obviously do come out with a Geo Gray and end up like just taking out our Huckmon, which is totally fine. You know, it's pretty much done its job, mainly for searching. We don't really need it to stick around on board. Situation looks good for them when it comes to, you know, they're setting it up, they're cycling through cards, and unfortunately, they don't find a Marcus in the security with the new BT13 Geo Gray, but that's totally okay. They at least have 1 to work with too. So right here, we just don't really have much choice. Let's just build. They go to 3 anyways, so there's no need to search as much. Let's try to cycle, go into our stack, and we do end up finding a Jesmon X Antibody, which is fantastic because then we can go for the good old classic Jesmon play, Jesmon X, and then go into GX, into Gankoomon X, tucking it underneath, just like from the game prior here. And seems they, you know, feel like they could slow us down, but we actually see an opportunity to really go explosive here. We have, all we need is just 1 from Master to Disciple. We can make this work. We drew into a Gankoomon as well. And for the sake of showcasing the combo, I decided to go for the Gankoomon play instead of the Jesmon play, Jesmon X Antibody. But this actually gave us a lot more value in the end, and you guys will understand why in a bit. We're going to go for the Ganku, playing the Sister Shell from trash, which we had from earlier, which is great. We get to gain a memory back from the Huckmon. And by doing so, we could basically, you know, potentially go for bigger plays too. And then what we want to do next is we can de-digivolve both the level 5s, and then we'll go into a Gankoomon X here, play another Sistermon Shell. We had 1 already in our hand, and we drew into another one, which is really fantastic, which just gets even better. So by playing that Sistermon Shell from BT6, we gain another memory, continue to retain our turn. Right here, we're contemplating now if we should go into GX. By doing so, we can really go hyper explosive. And it makes sense because then we can just play more Sistermons, and they have a rookie in raising. It can be dangerous because they can turbo again, but that's totally fine. We're going to go for it. We're going to give the X Antibody, you know, with a bunch of buffs. We have lots of DP buff on it. Gankoomon X also gives DP reduction, and you can just see us firing off and hammering off and just playing a tons of Sistermon right here. No DP reduction as well, so Sunrise Buster is not going to do anything here, but they don't even have a tamer as well. But the main thing for going to Ganku play right here is because we can swing for 4 checks. Although it doesn't really matter too much, you know, between 3 checks with Jesmon X instead and 4 checks right here, there isn't much. But right here, really unfortunate. It looks like our opponent showed us they filled with level 5s in their hand, and they were hoping to get into it in this turn, but they really disrespected us when it came to this play right here, and we were able to just clear their board, and they just bricked really heavily because of that, and they have no other choice but to hard play it. And even though if they have access to their 5 and 6 potentially, they can't DP reduce us at all. They have to go through this big board to basically try to answer us, and they can't because they can't DP reduce. And this is how strong that Gankoomon really counters, as you guys can see, and we just finished the game just like that.
As you guys can see, that's how we punch harder than Marcus with Gankoomon. So stay tuned for the deck profile. Also, if you guys are Jesmon and Gankoomon fans and want to see more content and more coverage and all the different guides, especially the Jesmon deck profile as well, be sure to check out all these videos right here. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. We'll see you in the next video. This is AVAULT, signing out.